and welcome to another lawnfawn video. Today we're going to be using the new Build-A-House die and its Christmas add-on, and I love this die set so much because it helps you create cute houses. You can also decorate them for Halloween or for Christmas with the different add-ons we have. You can even do cool interactive reveal wheel stuff with them. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So we're going to cut the main part of the house out of some kraft cardstock, and then we're going to be using some of the decorative elements that are included in the Build-A-House die to cut some roofs and sidings and things like that out of some Ballet Slippers cardstock. We'll also cut the window frames from some white cardstock, and for the backs of those windows, we're going to be using some of the new Gold Rush cardstock, which is this beautiful gold sparkly cardstock, and that's going to look like a glowing light behind those windows, and it's such a cool look. We're also going to be using our Snow Day paper pad. We're going to die cut the roof with that to add a cool little decorative pattern paper element. We're going to use our scissors just to cut off that cool little scalloped end, and then we're going to layer that over the pink part of the roof. And today we're recreating some cards by Kay, so thank you so much, Kay, for letting us recreate these for the video. And I absolutely loved her non-traditional color combos for these beautiful Christmas houses. So we're going to layer that red on top of the pink, which is so super cute, and then we'll add some foam squares to the back of the top roof, and then the roof that's for kind of the first layer of the house. So we'll add that top roof on, and then we can add the other roof. You can see how cute this house is looking already. Next, to add a nice finishing touch towards the bottom of the house, we're going to add this kind of little siding piece there, cut from some Ballet Slippers cardstock also. And then we're going to take those white window pieces and we're going to layer them over that Gold Rush cardstock. And I love the combination of the gold with the kraft and the pink and the red. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now the Build-A-House die has that open window at the top, and that's so that you can make a reveal wheel. But if you don't want to make a reveal wheel, all you have to do is just layer that window right on top of it. You'll see it covers it right up, and it makes it look just like a plain house instead of an interactive house. So I love that you have both those options. We're going to be taking some of this beautiful turquoise paper from the Fall Fling pack, and we're going to die cut the door that comes in the Christmas add-on from that. We're also going to die cut that same door from white cardstock. The die creates a little score line for you so that the door can open and close. We're going to fold along that score line and then take some nice sharp scissors and just trim right at that score line. And this is going to help us layer this white door over that really cool pattern paper, and that's going to add even more of a decorative element, kind of like we did to the roof for the first story of the house. So see just how cute that is. Next, we're going to cut the steps for the house from some paper bag cardstock, and we're actually just going to trim off the top step just to make those steps a little shorter. And I love that you can easily do this to kind of change the dies to fit exactly what you want your house to look like. So we'll trim that right off, and then we can add some tape runner to it and layer that on the door. And it's so cute to see those little steps going up to the door. And I love that the paper bag cardstock is just slightly darker than the kraft, so it really adds this really nice contrast. We need the window on the door to have that really cool glittery glow too. So we're just going to trim off a little piece of that Gold Rush cardstock, add some liquid glue behind the window, and just layer that on. And it can be nice and messy because no one's ever going to see that piece, and you can see that beautiful gold glow coming through the little windows on the door. Now here there's a cute Christmas wreath in the Christmas house add-on, and we've die cut that from Noble Fir Cardstock and Chili Pepper Cardstock. And so we're going to layer on the wreath and then the little bow, and oh my goodness, this is just so cute. When I do it, it just makes me smile. Add that little bow and it's just adorable. Then we can add the door with the stoops and that cute little wreath onto the card, and we can also add a window too. And I love the look of the door on the left-hand side. I have a tendency to make it on the right. I don't know why. Maybe it's because that's how my house looks, and so it's really nice to kind of switch it up. Now my very favorite part of the Christmas add-on are these cute little Christmas lights. And so we're going to die cut the lights part out of some raspberry cardstock and then the kind of decorative piece out of some sage cardstock. And normally I would do this out of a dark green and a dark red, and it's kind of cool to use a sagey green and a nice pink. It just gives it a totally different element and a really soft look, and I just love these unexpected colors. So you'll see you layer the part on top, and that gives you kind of the green part of the lights, and then our lights are going to be red. So I love how quick and easy these are to do. We'll just add liquid glue with the glue tube and layer those right on top. Now, Christmas lights aren't Christmas lights without a little sparkle, so we're going to take the new glitter pen and we're going to layer that over each of these lights. And it adds the most beautiful, subtle sheen, which is going to go really well with that sparkle that's in the Gold Rush windows too. So we'll layer that on all of the lights, and then we can start to layer the lights on the house. And this part, oh my goodness, it makes me smile so much. My grandmother was really into creating doll houses. She had made this beautiful house and she loved little miniatures, and that's what this reminds me of. When I add those lights on there, makes me feel like I'm making one of these really cute little Christmas miniatures, and it just warms my heart. It's just so sweet, so much fun. So we're going to layer those two on there, and those lights are really what makes this whole house looks just so adorable. This house needed a little Christmas tree, so we're going to actually take out the Shadow Boxcard Mountain add-on, and we're going to use one of the trees from that. So we're going to die cut some peacock cardstock, and then to add a little snowy Christmassy element, we're going to take a white gel pen and just put random little dots all around the tree to look like falling snow. We're going to let that white gel pen dry, and we're going to start working on turning this house into a house-shaped card. So you'll see on the back of that, we need to just cover up that open window. So I went ahead and die cut that piece that goes behind that window frame out of some kraft cardstock. We'll layer that right on there, and it gives it a nice finished look. Then we're going to cut one more house piece and do the same thing. We're going to layer the house part on the front and the back of this. Now, after I made this whole card, I realized I didn't need to layer so many pieces because we're going to be gluing the tops together, but that's okay. It looks nice and finished, right? So we'll layer on the back of this another one of those window backings. And now we can work on turning this into a house-shaped card. So you'll notice that there's a little score line in this die. Now that score line is meant to be a guide as to where you put your roof, but you can also use it as a scoring area to create your own card base. So we're going to score it and then cover above the score with tape runner. And that's how we're going to be creating this house-shaped card. Then we can layer the two pieces together and just stack them perfectly on top. Then we're going to glue them together, and now we have a house-shaped card, and this makes me smile so much. It is so cute and sweet. Could you imagine when you sent this to someone in the mail? Oh my goodness, they would just fall in love with it. Our last finishing touch is to take that cute little Christmas tree and just layer it right on top of the front of the house. And this is just so sweet. I love the non-traditional colors, and I love that it's a house-shaped card. It makes it so unique and special. And here is a look at that beautiful sparkle and shine that we added with the Gold Rush cardstock and with the glitter pen. It's so stunning and sweet. I just love that beautiful gold and kind of silvery sparkle together. It's just so Christmassy and adorable. And once again, here's a look at how you would write your little message inside. The other really great thing about this is it actually creates a stand for the card. So this whole card becomes a decorative element in and of itself. Could you imagine making a bunch of these houses and standing them up on your mantle like a little Christmas village? Oh my goodness, it would look absolutely adorable. So I love that it becomes a decoration and a card all in one. Next, we're going to be creating a Christmas house-shaped card. And first up, you can see this gorgeous fall fling paper pack. And we're going to be using some of that same turquoise paper that we used for the door on the other card. We're going to use that for the main part of the house. And I love the idea of pattern paper being used for the main part of the house. We're also going to die cut some of the roof elements out of some snow day paper and out of some white cardstock. And we're going to be mixing and matching and layering these pieces. To create another two-tone roof, we're going to take the pattern paper roof that we cut from snow day paper. We're going to trim off the scallop part this time, and then we're going to layer the roof part on top, giving us a cool little white scallop hanging out at the bottom. You can see just how beautiful that looks by mixing and matching those two die-cut elements. Then we'll add some foam squares to the second story roof and first story roof elements. There's something about popping these up on foam squares that just gives the house a really cool and special look. Create a two-tone door by folding along that score line again, and then we're just going to trim off the actual door part, and then our door frame is going to be cut from that same pattern paper that we used on the roof, so everything's going to coordinate really nicely. We're also going to be using the Gold Rush paper again to be the glow behind the windows. It really is the perfect glow color. So we'll trim a piece off and then just layer it behind the windows of that door. Then we can add our white door right on top, and you'll see that mixing and matching once again of the contrasting colors really makes these die cuts just pop. We're going to layer the white window frames onto our window backings with the Gold Rush cardstock. And this time we've cut that cute little teeny tiny Christmas wreath out of some cilantro cardstock and some raspberry cardstock just to give it a little bit of a different look. It's kind of a little lighter wreath. So we can layer those pieces together and then layer that onto the door. We're going to trim off the top step off the stoop just like we did before, and this has been cut from some fog cardstock. And then we're going to start to layer the rest of the elements onto the house. So we're going to add some white cardstock for that siding at the bottom. Then we can layer that window up top, covering up that hole. You can see just how cute this is finally all forming. Then we can layer our 2 steps onto our door, and you'll see just what a cute finishing touch that is. I really love it cut from the fog cardstock because it's a very, very light gray, which is a nice little darker contrast to the white elements that we have on the house. We'll add our first story window, and then we're going to start working on our Christmas lights. And this time we've cut them out of some more traditional colors. So we have some noble fir and then some chili pepper. And that noble fir color is almost perfect match to that Christmas light kind of green color. So it looks really, really nice. We're going to layer that on top of our red lights, and you'll see just how pretty these are looking. We're also going to take our glitter pen and add glitter to each of those little light bulbs just to give them that cool little special Christmassy look. We'll use that same tree die from the Shadow Box Card Mountain add-on. We're going to die cut that from some cilantro cardstock to match that wreath, and then we'll take our white gel pen and add a bunch of little random dots so it looks like falling snow. Then we can add that tree to the front of the house and then add our lights onto the house, and it's my favorite part. Look how cute and sweet it is looking. Next, we're going to take some red Sparkle Lawn Trimmings, and I love this because it has this sparkly red detail into the white hemp. It's just amazing. We're going to trim off a piece and create a loop. Then we can flip our card over. We'll add some tape runner to the top of the house and then attach that loop. We can trim off any of the excess, and then we want to make it look nice and finished on the back. So we're going to take that same pattern paper from the Fall Fling collection, and we're going to cut the main house piece again and layer that on there. And then to cover up that window opening, we're going to cut that window backing out of that same Fall Fling paper, and we can layer that right on there. And that's going to give it a really pretty finished touch, and also an area where you could write your message. And from here you can see that we've created a tag or also a really cute ornament too. We've got that beautiful glitter detail and then that awesome little tag detail too. So I love that we've taken a die that's normally meant to be put on a card and we've created both a tag and a shaped card with it. So this is so much fun. I had such a blast mixing and matching these non-traditional colors to create a really, really cool, unique card, and I can't wait to send these. I also can't wait to see what kind of cute little Christmas houses you guys create. So make sure to leave us a comment below and let us know what kind of cool non-traditional colors you would combine for your cute little card-shaped house. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!